shorter class. Let ourselves off for good behaviour. So welcome everybody. Hello, welcome to the Tai Chi 24 step, although we won't be doing much 24 step today because we've had a special request for why tape offers fruit. So that was the one we were looking at on Thursday. So yeah, welcome to the class anyway. So those of you watching later at home, very nice to see you. Please feel free to leave comments and stuff. So we're just going to start with some basic posture. I remembered my floor thing because I'm a similar colour to the floor, so I thought you might want to see my feet. So what we're doing is we've got the feet shoulder width apart, and we're sinking the hips back and down, and we're just allowing the head to float. So you want your weight just behind the ball of each foot. You're nice and relaxed, and we're all breathing. So just gently breathing in and out. And we're just going to breathe for a bit and just get in tune with our bodies. So you want to relax the arms and just sink and soften. So yeah, do check out the other grey hair instructor, Mike Brett. He's been teaching much longer than me, and also he's a morning lark, so he goes and does his Tai Chi training at 6 in the morning and all that, and he meditates 40 minutes a day. So his Tai Chi is informed by lots and lots of meditation, and it's solid and it's very good. You can tell the difference between us. I use either outdoors, or if I'm in the sports hall, or this white background. He uses a yucky green one, but you know. Oh. Yeah. So we're just breathing, sink down. So just soften the muscles. So the muscles are kind of hanging down, and then your supporting bones are floating. Now, Rosemary Drake, one of my students, sent me this very interesting talk on falls prevention and balance and stuff, and that Tai Chi can be helpful in it. Actually, what's helpful is doing exercises that improve your balance. So by exercising, your balance improves. And it's not so much about, they were saying it's not so much about your bone density. What you want to do is not fall over in the first place. And you get that by moving around and exercising. And I think it's like a body awareness thing. If you know where your arms and legs are, and you can feel the ground under your feet, it's easier to balance. It's more difficult to lose your balance. So yeah, let's keep. So draw the chin in and sink down, because the times where I've lost my balance and fallen over, I've got when I was younger, I was very clumsy. Might have had a bit of dyspraxia going on there, and a lot of it was because I wasn't aware of what my body was doing. Whereas if you're more aware and you can feel things, you're less likely to get into a mishap. So and then later on, it was very slippery, and I fell down. But because I'd done some training in break falling and how to fall and how to get up safely, I did a break fall and I was fine. Nothing. I got a bit of grit in my arm, but nothing happened. And I was like, oh great. Oh, I'm in one piece. Fantastic. Or I slid in the ice and fell off my bike. I just slid along. I relaxed. I went flop, I relaxed, and then I just felt myself glide, and then the bike glided the other way, and then I brushed the ice off, and I was like, oh, absolutely fine. So, yeah, being able to relax and being aware. So be aware of your feet. So we're just doing this, and let's do this one. Now, Mike says this exercise you can do if you do it for 20 minutes. So what I do, I don't always do it for a full 20 minutes. I usually do it for a good 5. And what I've noticed, the longer I do it, the better it seems to work. So if you do it for a big lot, because he's been doing this meditation thing where he built up to being able to do it 40 minutes a day. But what he's finding now is he wants to do it for longer because he's got so used to. I usually do 5 to 10 minutes meditation a couple of times a day, which is good. But actually, just the discipline of doing a thing over and over again for 20 minutes plus amount of time, it kind of gets hardwired into your body, and it's a very useful. You can only find out why it's good for you by actually doing it. It's very similar to learning a tune or playing music, and yeah. So well done, everybody. So we won't do this but you just want to. The longer you do something, the more you have time and space to practice getting your alignment, getting your sensation awareness right, your sensory awareness. So you're using this thing called kinesthetic awareness. You can look it up on Google and that. And then your proprioception. So that's what Tai Chi works. Yeah, some news. Unfortunately, because of various factors conspiring, we've had to reschedule the Rhythm and Moves weekend. But it's good. It's going to be, I think, on the second weekend in April next year. And we're calling it Recharge and Replenish because of the time of year it is. But there will be another Rhythm and Moves next October. And now the Pleasance has worked out how much their costings are. It means we could be much sooner and more prompt with the advertising and promotion. And the recharge and replenish, or whatever it's called, is going to have a really nice artist, Marion the artist. She's going to do mindful art, while me and Peter play the music sessions, which I'm really, really happy about because I love art. And it will be nice weather. We'll be able to do lots of mindful movements in the garden. The food's going to be great. I'm much happier about it being in the spring, actually. I think it's worked out fine. So it just got rescheduled. And yeah. So we've got plenty of time. And it's the same thing. If you give yourself plenty of time to do something in and give it the right amount of time, it just all works better. So both me, Peter, and Marion are all very happy with, and I think it will work. It will work. So we're all breathing and we're sinking the hips, and you want your knees in line with the toes. And then what I'm doing with the feet is I'm doing that with the feet. So it's not a grip, it's a holding, like I'm standing on very soft sand on the beach. So we're all breathing. That's good. So what you want to do, okay, that was a very good start. Have a little shake out. So we'll just do a little bit more on this, and then we'll spend the rest of the thing just doing white egg cookies forever. I'll come a bit closer. So what you want to do, especially those of you watching on Zoom, check your a picture in the screen, so you can there are advantages and disadvantages on Zoom. The disadvantage is everything looks a bit flat because obviously we're on the screen, but and it's not quite the same as like say we're in a hall. But for me personally, actually, I get just as much in a hall as I do on a Zoom, because if anything, the advantage of the Zoom and doing this at home is there's less distractions, because you're not being put off with somebody, oh, that person's better than me, or that person's doing it wrong. Oh look, there's a cat outside or whatever. It's you can do it really super focused. The focus you can get on Zoom is actually, I think personally, more than what you get in a hall. Could be just my brain set up, but I find it really good. And what you want to do when you're doing this is look at your alignment. So it's like Mike does a thing where he stacks a load of books up and puts them all neat and presses down them, and then they stay still, and then he does the books over a bit and then presses down, and then they fall down, and then he was saying, and that's why you should stand properly, you know. He gets a little bit forthright, but sink back and down, and then you float up. So when you're doing this movement, what you want, there's sometimes a temptation because of life habits and posture habits to kind of do a little bit of leaning and being a bit wonky when you do it. So you use the picture on the Zoom, and you just turn and you just start slowly, and you're staying upright, and also you want to not overturn. That's overturning. Again, that's quite simple. And then the other thing is you've got to start somewhere. So one thing Eva was saying, was it Carell, one of them from Reading, they tend to think of habits that you develop over the number of years that get in the way of you doing a correct technique. They call it scaffolding, or they have to take a detour in order to be able to get from A to B. So there is some of that going on. So sometimes, but what you can do is you can be aware of your scaffolding and maybe try and do a, Alexander the Great and the Georgian knot, when he went like that. And so I've been listening to Joseph Goldstein talks, because he's a very good meditator, an American guy, mindfulness guy, and they get it. That guy gets referred to a lot. I mean, Alexander the Great, and there was this knot that was apparently impossible to untie. So instead of untying it and trying to pick away it, he just went with his sword. Bye knot. So yeah. So we're just trying to get into our factory settings. So one thing Peter Shearer, my partner in crime, in the Rhythm and Moves weekends, is he was talking about getting back to your factory settings. So that's what, before all your life habits of getting in the way of good posture and good correctness, correct application and technique got in, that kind of thing. So it's like having the essence and open-mindedness of a baby, but without the temper tantrums, I think. Yeah. And, and obviously we can feed ourselves and stuff. So, it's like being a highly wise and advanced baby. That's what we're aiming for. So there we go. That's it. That's so much better. Now, if you took a picture of yourself doing this exercise like 5 minutes ago, and then compared it with what you're doing now, you're all much better aligned, and you're moving better. You're all moving better just by focusing, applying your focus on a particular thing. Affects the way it is physically manifesting. It's very good. So we're all breathing. That's marvelous. Okay, let's just do that. Shake out. Okay, we'll skip all the rest of the loosening because we've got the rest of the week. Yeah, do try and come to, you know, more than one. That goes for the people on YouTube watching later. Watching more than one, trying to go to more than one class a week, and also so I try and get to at least Mike's class and the Savat class as a minimum, or both of Eva's freebie classes, or you know, just so I get my own practice. But on top of that, I am practicing every day, just because then it means I'm in touch with what's going on. It's like you're finding out how you are. It's very, very good. So we just do this, and then what we do is we go around. You know, I mean, by practicing, you can do like a minute. You know, it doesn't have to be a big, like Sam in Chichester. He, in the olden days, he'd practice for hours a day. Then he'd teach all day. Amazing, amazing. And the other direction. Let's do the other shoulder. So we just make sure all our joints are nicely mobilised. And it's not just about the mobilisation, it's about paying attention to what's happening in that particular area of the body. So that's where it's a good thing for the brain, developing your sense of mindfulness, and then we go in the other direction. But again, if you want to learn mindfulness proper, I highly recommend London Insight people, or John Kabat-Zinn. He's fantastic. So it's all stuff that's very practical that you practice yourself. Yeah, so we're just nice and tall. Keep breathing. So we're doing the bird. So again, while you're doing this, pay attention to what you are noticing in your body. So not just what's happening in the bit that's immediately affected by this. So this bit round here, there is stuff happening here. There'll be stuff happening in the shoulders. There'll be stuff happening in the feet. There'll be stuff happening in the knees. And that's it. So it's a bit like stewarding, doing Tai Chi. So I'm aware of the music that's being played, but I'm also scanning the crowd all the time to see if anyone needs a hand with something. And it's a bit like that with the body. You're doing the movement, and then you're scanning your body to see if anything needs tweaking a bit. So let's do this one. And just be aware. So there's a gentle stretch, and we're going back. I'll just go a little bit further back so I'm not out of shot. And feeling the feet. So noticing that it's a very reassuring. Once you get into noticing what your feet are doing, I personally find it very reassuring. You might feel different, but to know that it's there and it's kind of almost like a constant. Now we're going with the other arm. So Peng waves its wings. And we're just going to do this. Just get. So use the bounce and the shake. Doing bounce. And just use it as a way of kind of getting your spine to stack up correctly. And also it works your legs. I mean, when I did this with Carell and Evra, we did it for at least 10 minutes. And then when I stopped, my legs kind of, it was like I've been to the gym I don't know how they do it. And then we oh yeah. Do you know, I'm really liking the shake and the bounce. I can see why ever does it. Look. Fantastic. Okay, right. Oh gosh. So we've done that one. We've done that. Let's do the Tai Chi goalie, just because we were. So again, use your picture if you're doing this at home or you've got a mirror. So you have the hands either side of the head. That's it. And then what you do is just let the arms grow up. And keep a slight bend. So you're not, that's too much. It's slightly bent. And then just feel that. That's almost like Qigong exercise in itself, really. Fantastic. Okay, now what we're going to do, just going to transfer the weight, and then you keep this angle, or you turn it, but without twisting. So you're keeping. If I show you from the side, I'm like that, and then I'm like that. I'm not twisting that way, and I'm not twisting that way. I'm just keeping it plain. You want to make a plain movement. Just a plain movement. And then if it helps with the angle of the shoulders, you can do that with your arms, just to sort of check that you've done it. And then you come that way, and then you like that, and then ta-da. So that's not in it. That's just like your scaffolding. Now try it without the arms, and then it's that. So you'll notice this arm is lower than that shoulder is lower than that shoulder, and there's a sort of angle here. You're not doing that with the neck, that's too much. There's a slight curve. It's like a slight curve. So there's a stretch here, and then that's slightly straight and that bent, and you can feel that. So what you do is you combine those. Now watch first, don't join in first. Demonstration, observe. So I'm like this. Now it doesn't quite do that because of the angle. It will affect that movement and slightly change it. So I've been looking at this a lot at home. So when I stretch out, the top arm won't go as much as the bottom arm. But if I turn up, look, but there it's slightly different. It just affects it. It comes over a bit. Then you come back. Then you transfer the weight and then you stretch that way. And it's very tempting to kind of turn that way or turn that way. You just want to keep it plain for the moment. I mean, you can probably have a play around with it once you've got that plain version. But I'm finding this move quite beneficial. I was having some I've been doing too much driving around that London and Birmingham and stuff like that. And you know, and I'm finding doing that exercise, it's definitely freed up my back a bit, but my back's a bit almost like it used to be, quite mobile and happy. So I'm using this as a kind of back rehab thing, and I find it's beneficial for my shoulders. So I usually do this one if I've got playing the fiddle for a while. I'll do the arm exercises, and I'll do some tai chi and standing and stuff, and then that just helps keep me nice and solid. So let's try that together. We'll do a couple of trial runs, and then and then you come back. And then if you're practicing at home and you see a nice neighbour of yours, you can wave at them in this bit, and then you can go like that. Or maybe one of your friends go, hi, and then you can, you know, if that helps. And then once more with feeling. That's great. So that's much better. Yeah, that's making a lot more sense. You just got to be aware of what your body's doing when it's, and not, you know, especially at this level when you've been going for over a couple of years or so. You really want to big up the mindfulness. Let's go back to this one. And then what I'll do is I'll show White Apricot Fruit from the diagonal view. So not from the front, not from the side, but from the diagonal, and just watch for a bit. So I'm going to start, yeah, I'll start this way, because I'll start with my right, and then you step, heel, toe, you transfer the weight, and then whatever does is she kind of feels a stretch. Oh, it was Carell that did that. He felt a stretch, and then he released it. He doesn't always do that. It's just this is what he did in one particular class. And because I was trying to understand that stretch feeling, I've taken it away and practiced it. But he does it a lot more subtle these days. So subtle I can't actually repeat it. So I'm having to do the sort of basic way. And then you go like that, and then you sink back, and then you sink forward. So open, close. So there's this going on. So what we're going to do, I think, we'll practice. Maybe we'll do it with a stepping, but we'll practice each bit a few times and then move on. We'll do it as we'll make a big meal of it. Let's have a water break, and then yeah. Because it might help the brain power if we're actually hydrated and not dehydrated. So it's all good. Yeah, that's good. I'll just pause it for the water break. You don't want to watch us drink water, do you? Okay. So for fun, we're gonna do I can't come too close to the screen, otherwise my feet will be out of shot. But so step, heel, toe. And then we're just going to go like this, and we're going to do this. And then we're going to close. And we just do it as we'll do it as a thing. We'll just do it as like the records got stuck. Or we'll do it 5 times. We'll do it 5 times. And 5 times. Now hold that there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. 1, open. 2. And stay in the front leg. Sorry, I messed that up. 1. Stay in the front leg. 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we shake out, and then we're going to do those 2 movements. Like that, and then like that. That's it. Then we go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we add it from the beginning. This is what I mean by ad nauseum. Yay! Okay, so we'll just try that. Let's try that 3 times. So go like that. We open, and then we close. And let's do that again. 2 more times. Step. Open. Close. So there's a waist turn. And then, actually, we're going to do this 5 times. Yeah, let's just give ourselves a chance. Open. Close. Marvellous. Part the wild horse's mane. Stay in your front leg. Open. So you feel that stretch. Exaggerate it just for now. Close if that helps. How many is that for? Oh, well, let's do 1 more because I've completely lost count now. Step. Open. Ah. Open. Feel that stretch. Think about your elastic band stretching, then it twangs, releases. So, okay, let's have a shake out. I've got an elastic band. There should be loads of elastic bands in this place because he. Oh well, never mind. Let's go back to turning the waist. So turn the waist, and we're just going to turn the waist for a bit. Get into that waist, get into that body movement, and feeling the feet. So it's all the principles. Okay, so observe. So, oh, that's better. And then you turn, and then that comes there. And then what you do is you sink back. We'll just carry on. Hold the ball. Sink back. Whoosh, that's underneath. We might have a look at that later. And then you do that on the other side. So let's just do the whole. Let's just do this. So step. 1, 2, 3. 4. So we'll do like the square version. 5. Sink back a little. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. They're doing this much smaller. In the old days, they used to do this thing and make it massive. But I quite like the more subtle version. 6. Hold the ball. Now sink back. 7. And then this goes whoosh, like that. That's it. And then we're, hooray! We got there. Let's just do that one side. Before we do that 4 more times, any questions? You are all experts. Excellent. Right, let's just do that 4 more times. Well done. But do, you know, and the same goes for you watching on YouTube after. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and either me or Mike, hopefully, because he knows more than me, will answer them. So there we go. So 1 step. 2, transfer the weight. 3, turn the waist. Keep your weight more in the front foot now. Open. 4. Now close. Bring the hand to the other hand. So now 5. Sit back a little bit. 6. Hold the ball. 7 and 8. Okay, we'll do that 1 more time. We'll do 3 times, otherwise we'll 1, and then we can have another look at white apophis fruit next week, because it is a really good exercise for practicing your basic principles that are all involved when we're doing the whole 24-step form, or any of the forms actually. It's a really nice invention, white apophis fruit. So let's do that the other side now. So you step, and we'll just start 1. We'll just do this bit. 2. So feel that weight transfer and the waist turn. Actually, I'm going to show it from this side. You carry on. Then you can see the body movements. 3. Now sink the hips. 4. And 5. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And then 1. Oh, sorry, I'll do it this side. So you go that way, and then you come forward. From that way, you come forward. That way, over and forward. Let's get this right. That way, open, come over and forward. So this is a block. So if someone was coming at you with a punch, and you go boom, you could get them the other side. So that will come down, and you use your body. So it's like a deflection almost. So you open, and then someone comes in with a punch. You can use it if someone's come in with the same arm as this. You deflect. Right. So there's a punch coming at you. It's like that. I need another person here. So it's that kind of thing. You can use. I mean, they're just ways of seeing something rather than all set in stone. So that, and then that comes there. So you know that could be a punch. Yeah. So let's just do that again. So come here, and then da 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 da. We go. We feel that stretch, lovely. Oh, like you. And then whoosh, let the rubber band go, and then it goes back. Then it comes forward. So with this one, you've got your Lao Gong point there, and you've got your Lao Gong point there. So I got given some new information about inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, ward off, and double-handed push. I need to go away and practice it. I'll share that at some point. But the Lao Gong point and lining it up. So they're like you've got a what have we got here? Here we go. Yeah, I've got a punch bag. Punch pad, look. So that's like that. That's like that, and that's like that. So that is actually when I've done these things with Ollie, around the back of the head, and whoosh, and it's pretty unpleasant. But yeah. So here we go, like this, and then you open, then you release the rubber band, twang, you sink back slightly. And you're in that back leg. You're in that back leg, and then there's a push forward. So, and then you pull, you sink into the back foot, and then that comes down. So there's in each one there's a movement when we're doing our chopping movements. I don't know if you've done those with Chuan. And then there's this one. Boom, boom. So it's very similar to that movement, which can be a throw, or it can be a chop to the doink. You know, not that I just know the theory and the biomechanics. I'm not yeah, I mean, you know, this is saying from the person who got completely outclassed trying to do savat sparring as a beginner with a 12-year-old, basically veteran. They've been I think they've been learning since I was 7 or 8, and that's all they do all day long. So I was like, whoa. So you know, just have that in the context. So let's just do this again. And we go. But the actually knowing how you might whack or chuck someone with it does help with the physical presentation of the movement. That's it. And then that comes underneath, and then we're right. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Let's just what we're going to do is we're going to go for a walk to the shops. So next time you need to go to the post office. How to walk to the post office or the train station, or you know, oh hello, I'm just walking to the bus stop. There we are. So we just do this. And we're there we go. And we open, and then close. Just give yourself time to feel each stage of the movement. Have a little break. Yeah, it's a bit like if I'm going for a walk in nature or anywhere actually. I when I'm going for a walk, I don't like to be too much of a hurry. I like to notice stuff. So, you know, there might be some nice flowers, there might be some interesting tree shapes, there might be some gulls, there might be a weird car, you know, whatever. And you're spending time to watch, you're noticing what it's like. We did it when I'd done this course on a day retreat with the London Insight a meditation lot, and we did this thing called walking meditation, and then as part of the day retreat they said go and walk out on the street doing a very slow mindful walking. So they basically do, it's just like the Tai Chi walking, and you're noticing your own body, and then you're also noticing what's going on. And one thing that I noticed, all these people were just rushing past me. They didn't even notice I was doing the mindful walking. And, you know, and then I was walking back from the car park last night, and there was this amazing, ginormous slug that had like leopard spots on it, and it just looked amazing and was moving really interestingly. And you just take time and you notice things. So when you're doing this, you want to take time that you're noticing things, but also that you're in the correct place. So you'll know the correct place through your body. You'll know it's in the correct place through your body, and yeah, you just want to give yourself time. So join in when you fancy. You want to give yourself time to get to the correct position, the correct shape. You're shaping your body so that around the correct line of movement. That's the best I can come up with. Yeah. You're shaping your body around the correct line of movements. That will do for now. So breathing and make it as soft as you can. Let's go back to this one, and then we'll do it a few more times. But let's just. So in Wu Chi, just turn. Notice what's happening. Good posture. So you're nice tall through the spine. Yeah, good call on the movement. Nice. It meant we could work on some things. It's fantastic. So again, you're being upright. Be upright. Keep your head. Look ahead. Be nice and tall. Very important for us ladies. To one of my friends is a folk singer, and she recently, yet again, encountered some sexism. Check it out on my Facebook. I'm a bit annoyed, and you know, standing your ground. So I've been encouraging her to stand her ground. So it's what we're doing. We're standing our ground, and we're just breathing in and out, breathing in and out. So now let's have 1 foot forward. So just get your feet in the right spots, and we're going to do 2 turns per leg. 1, 2, 2 in the back, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. So we're just loosening up we're getting there, mobilizing the spine, being aware of the feet. Be aware of the feet. Here we go. Very nice. Much better. So we're much more upright. Remember, we're not overturning. Just turn as much as you need to in order to do the move correctly. So we're avoiding overdoing it. Fabulous. And then we'll do that again this side, and then we better do a few more rounds of white Apophis fruit, and then we can all go and stop and have a cup of tea, which should be marvellous. Oh, watch the alignment of the knee. Sorry about that. Those of you watching, knee in line with the toes. That's better. So, yeah, if you take your time over things, you can notice where you've messed up. Oh, my knee is not in line. Because you can, eventually you can feel that it's not in line through your kinesthetic awareness. There we are. Oh, well, that's better. Right. Right. White Apophis fruitathon. And we're going to do it again next week. We'll do. It's very fashionable. White Apophis fruit. Very good. So, so the version 2010. So here we are. Like this. And then you turn, feel that stretch. That comes over. Forward. And you want to relax that shoulder. So relax that shoulder at the front there. When you and then that goes down. That's it. Oh, we're just place your feet. So imagine you're a cat and you're sneaking up on something. So it's very deliberately places the feet. So we didn't really get enough time to do white apophis fruiting, really. So we'll have to do it all again next week. Again, you can watch it afterwards. This is one of my favourite moves. I used to really dislike it when I first learned it off the Cascubas. The first time I did it, we did it for an hour and 15 minutes. And I was a different person back then. So I was not a happy bunny. I was not. But then I started practicing it, and then I'm like, oh, this is really good. I feel great. And yeah, once you get over yourself, Tai Chi is wonderful. It's just brilliant. I love it. And it gives you a really deep appreciation for things that on the surface level are really dull. It's great. It's very good. And then, okay, let's do that one more round. I think we're. So really, when you're at home, do this for an hour and 15 minutes, and then you'll be able to do it better. It was hard work. Trying to keep your concentration for doing this for 5 minutes is quite tricky, but an hour and 15, oh my goodness. There we are, we're sinking down, and use your body, so feel the body. You want to give yourself enough time to feel your body doing things and notice what they are, and if you need to do any repairs while moving. That's it. Okay. Just do that. Oh, and rub the hands together while bouncing. And then we're just going to rub the back. You can tap the back, but we're just doing a bounce, 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 bounce. Oh, lovely. Okay. Oh, let's do triple heater. Yeah, triple heater to finish. Oh, that was character building, wasn't it? Very good. Character building is getting here for 9 o'clock in the first place. I mean, it's horrible. Whose idea was this? Terrible. Go on strike. And then there we go. Marvellous. And then once more with feeling. So this is another one I learnt from the Cascubas. Oh. Okay, let's look really young. And polish the face. So yeah, so I'll be doing this face polishing thing for, I think, coming up for 20 years. And I'll probably rub the hands together. I'll probably look ancient if I. So, there we are. Oh, that's better. Okay, let's do Embrace the Tiger, Return to the Mountain. Here we go. Oh, So you want to really relax and soften the arms. So sink the hips. So you're still, even though it's right near the end, really maintain that focused, soft awareness. Yeah. So just stand and think, thank goodness we've stopped. What a relief. Breathing in and out. Make a fist with the right hand. Left hand over the top. Feet together and bow. Thank you very much. Give it well done. Well done. That was epic. So thank you, those of you watching at home. Tell all your friends. Feel free to make a donation to the school. You know, cost of living crisis and all that. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Great. Brilliant. Well done, us.
Sarah. Bye.
Waiting.